All love. Hope you guys are having a great New Year's, accomplishing all your New Year's resolutions, and staying healthy.
All right, let's turn the page over to the AFC. This game was supposed to be magnificent until Bo Nix took a knee and broke his ankle. Now, the storyline has totally shifted. The number 1 seed Denver Broncos welcome the New England Patriots, who are a 5.5-point favorite per Hard Rock Bet. Richard, I did a little research prior to jumping on the podcast with you today. Did you know that prior to the injury of Bo Nix, Denver was actually a 1.5-point favorite going into this matchup against the New England Patriots? So you see a 7-point swing with one guy going out. Obviously, it's a big deal losing Bo Nix, but how big of a deal is it for the Denver Broncos?
It's huge. It's colossal. It's monumental. It's enormous. Whatever you want to use, it's big. And it's the difference between winning and losing in this league. That's why the quarterback position is so valued, and why they pay him all the big bucks, and why every team is looking for one every single year that can put him in this position to win the football game. I'm not saying anything bad about Jarrett Stidham, but he didn't get him here, and it's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tall mountain to climb to expect him to come in this game and play impactful football. But the Broncos have the defense to give them a chance. They've been fantastic. They've been dynamic. They've been making plays all year. They're battle-tested, no question about it. And on the flip side, the Patriots are battle-tested. But Drake Maye was sacked 5 times against the Chargers, and he was sacked 5 times against the Houston Texans. He fumbled multiple times in both of these games, put the ball on the ground. There were multitude of opportunities for the Houston Texans to scoop and score and really change the outcome of this game defensively. And I think the same is going to be true for the Denver Broncos. Will Campbell struggled with some of the pressure from Oweh with the Chargers and Khalil Mack, and he struggled a little bit with Will Anderson, but who doesn't struggle with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter? And I think Edgerrin Cooper and Nick Bonito are going to cause issues for this offense of the New England Patriots. And unlike the Houston Texans defense that struggled a little bit in man-to-man coverage, no question about it, and I think they would admit that. These guys do not. They got Derek Stingley, Kayshon Boutte on a critical touchdown pass late in the game, one-on-one coverage. He beat Stingley, and that was a huge play. Not a play Stingley gives up very often, one of the best corners in the National Football League. And again, you go to the next week, and you're playing the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Patrick Surtain, and he does play man-to-man coverage. He is a tough outfit, and you ask any receiver in the AFC, any receiver that has faced him, he's going to be there. He's going to be in your pocket. Can you deal with him? Can they deal with that? Is he going to be shadowing or following anybody? But then on the other side, you got our guy, Riley Moss, friend of the program, who also plays a lot of man-to-man coverage. And you know the hardest job in the NFL is playing corner opposite of Patrick Surtain. So what does Vance Joseph do in those situations? Is he going to give him help? Are they going to stack the box? Are they going to be able to compensate for the issues that they have in certain situations? This defense plays aggressive man-to-man defense about 30% of the time. They mix in different coverages, but most of the time when the game's on the line, those guys are going to be in man-to-man. And they're going to be able to that's going to be the tail of the game. Can the Denver Broncos offense overcome the loss of Bo Nix by running the football and not asking a ton from Jarrett Stidham? You cannot ask him to win you this game. I think that's unfair, and that's unrealistic to think he's going to throw it 25, 30 times and they're going to walk away with a win in this game. They're going to have to get the lead early and then just nurture it throughout the game. You're just going to have to milk the clock. You're going to have to win the time of possession, win the turnover battle. Everything's going to have to go right in order for the Denver Broncos to get a win this week.
Well, Jarrett Stidham is sitting behind the Broncos' number 1 ranked offensive line per PFF. So, you know, they've got that going for them. And R.J. Harvey's really come on late here in this year. So he clearly was a good rookie draft pick for them. The question is, obviously, can Denver's defense rise to the occasion and make it uncomfortable for Drake Maye? They're going to have to cause turnovers. Like you talked about the other game, they're going to probably have to get a defensive score. You know, Drake Maye will be the first QB to face a top 5 defense in each of his first 3 playoff games in a season since Cam Newton in 2015. So that's another storyline here. But obviously, the NFL and everyone talking football did not expect to have a Bo Nix-less Denver Broncos team as the opponent. So, unfortunately, the storyline has dramatically shifted. Can this Denver Broncos defense keep things competitive? And like you said, I like how you termed it, nurture home a win when Denver takes a lead. Jarrett Stidham has been around this league enough times, man, but he has not taken a snap in several years. So the Patriots have got to be chomping at the bit defensively too. They caused absolute havoc and made life so uncomfortable for C.J. Stroud. I can only imagine what's going on with Jarrett Stidham right now. That being said, if you are Sean Payton, knowing the circumstances, what offensive game plan are you rolling out there to try to combat New England?
I'm keeping it simple. Obviously, this New England defense is very variable. They do a great job disguising. You heard the conversation after the Chargers game that the Chargers offense didn't know what they were in majority of the time. You don't want to put a young, inexperienced quarterback behind center and say, hey, I want you to go up back there and diagnose this defense and deal out passes. You don't want to do that. He's going to keep it simple. He's going to run the football. It's going to be simple play actions, keep the game right in front of him, simple reads that he can say, hey, zone side, man side, figure it out, get guys crossing, get guys in motion so he can diagnose and know what he's seeing early on. Stidham is just going to have to use his legs at times, use everything that's at your disposal to win this game. Now, I know the Patriots have to be feeling good. There aren't many times you get such a gift in the playoffs in the NFL where you say, hey, you're going against a really tough opponent, but hey, they just lost a starting quarterback that put them in this position. Can you go out and beat them? I know Mike Vrabel is doing everything to tell his team not to take this team lightly. Do not take this quarterback lightly. This is a situation they can come in here and beat us if we don't do what we're supposed to do. Sometimes the biggest part of winning a championship is being who you're supposed to be, not letting your opponent down. Mitchell, when people would come in to see our defense, you didn't want to let them down. They knew, hey, this is going to be an ice bag game. And guess what, Mitchell? We are not going to disappoint them. We are going to be exactly what they expect us to be. When they expect to get hit, we're going to be there laying punishment on them. When they expect to get intercepted, I'll be back there. Just call my name and I'll be there. Type deal, Metro. You got to get a little singing in here. It's that kind of deal. But the Patriots defense.
Dude, I'll background dance with you, man. Anytime you want to sing, I'll just be over here, doing whatever you need me to do. We'll do some choreography off air, though.
No question, Mitchell. I've seen your dance moves, and I must say they're fantastic. This Patriots defense is underrated, though. They're underrated. They're 6 against the rush, 9 against the pass. They're 8 in total yards, and they're number 4 scoring defense. So we don't talk about them a ton because they don't have a ton of the big names, but the names they do play really high-level football. We got Christian Gonzalez at the corner. We got our guy Carlton Banks, who I got to play on the same field with
Carlton Davis. Richard, Carlton Banks is doing my dance. Oh,
you're right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, Carlton Davis. But I think everyone knows where you were getting at. Carlton Davis is a baller, by the way.
Carlton Davis. CD had 2 interceptions last game. Played fantastic. Again, they play a lot of man-to-man coverage because he and Christian Gonzalez are fantastic man-to-man cover corners, but they're also great in zone. Marcus Jones is a fantastic playmaker on that defense. He's had multiple touchdowns. Sometimes you'll see him on the offensive side of the ball. He's also a punt returner. He had a pick 6 in the last game. That was a huge impact play that really broke the backs of the Houston Texans. So look for him to continue to make plays. Then you got guys like Spillane in the middle of that defense, Clavon Chason, guys that aren't necessarily the biggest names. He was drafted high. He just seems like he's in a great spot and a great rhythm, playing where he's supposed to be playing. Milton Williams, Barmore in the middle of that defense, so stout against the run. You're not just moving those guys up out of there. These guys were highly touted, highly paid free agents that are making tremendous impact, and that's why this defense has been so fantastic. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They're ball aware. They have great ball skills in the secondary. They have big time playmakers. They have a great defensive line. They have everything. That's why they're here.
So with that being said, Hard Rock Bet, 5.5 point favorite, New England Patriots. How do you see this playing out? Do you think they cover that?
Well, Mitchell, everybody, and I mean everybody, that's why the movies do so well, loves a fairy tale. They love a happy ending. They love when Cinderella, the abused young lady stepsister, gets to be with the prince at the end and it's happily ever after. This ain't one of them stories, Mitchell. I got the New England Patriots coming into Denver and winning comfortably. They will impose their will on the Denver Broncos offense. The lack of quarterback play is going to be the difference in this game, in my humble opinion. I think the Denver Broncos defense does everything they can, just like the Houston Texans did, does everything they can to keep their offense in it, but eventually they are getting worn down. Too many possessions, too many 3-and-outs for this offense. I think Mike Vrabel is going to stack the box. He's going to have 8 and 9 people in this box to stop this run. He's going to dare Sean Payton to drop back and throw and punish this defense with Jarrett Stidham. Will he be willing to do that? Will he be willing to play a straight shootout game with Jarrett Stidham? I don't think he will, and I know that's what Vrabel is going to be expecting, is that they're going to run this ball early and often. I don't think that Denver is going to have enough to win this game. I got the New England Patriots winning this game 21-15.
You and I see eye to eye. I too think that New England is going to be too tough a task for them. I think, listen, Denver is going to be lively. It's going to be a very hype environment with all those fans. Everyone's going to be an us against the world mentality with Jarrett Stidham at the helm. But I think it's just too much to overcome. You know, defense is probably going to make a handful of big plays, but Water is going to find his level, and New England Patriots are going to be marching on to the Super Bowl.